Good morning, dear students. How are you? After long vacation, this is my first class. Dear students, can you remember what we learned in my previous class? Yes, in my previous class, I learned about clauses. And we know we learned about two clauses. Main clause, subordinate clause, subclause. Main clause, the another name of main clause is principal clause or independent clause. Independent clause. The another name subclause is dependent clause. I want to give you an example here. When I heard the news, I was astonished. When I heard the news, I was astonished. Dear students, can you tell me which part is dependent clause and which part is independent clause? Which part is principal? Which part is subordinate clause? Yes, dear students, there are two parts here. There are two parts or two clauses here. This is main clause or independent clause. This is main clause. As I see, this is a subject, this is a verb, and we know main clause is always subject-verb combination. This is also a subject-verb. This is also a clause, isn't it? This is also a clause. But we can see the subordinating conjunction or adds are placed before the clause. So when subordinating conjunction is used before clause, this is subordinate clause. Subordinate clause or dependent clause. Dependent clause. Dear students, you should keep in mind is subordinating conjunctions is used before a clause is always subordinating conjunction and it is dependent clause. This dependent clause relies on the independent clause. Independent clause এর উপর নির্ভরশীল, but independent clause does not rely on dependent clause. Independent clause dependent clause এর উপর নির্ভরশীল নয়, but dependent clause independent clause এর উপর নির্ভরশীল. Independent clause makes it meaning, doesn't make it meaning without depending clause. So dear students, that what we learned in my last class. Dear students, look at the board. I saw a dancing robot. I saw a dancing robot. Next, I saw a robot and it was dancing. It was dancing. Next, I saw a robot. I saw a robot which was dancing. Dear students, I have written 3 sentences here. First one is I saw a dancing robot. Second one is I saw a robot and it was dancing. And last one is I saw a robot which was dancing. Dear student, there are example sentences. Look at the first example sentence. This is subject, this is verb here. This is subject, and we can see this is only one subject in this sentence. Only one subject in this sentence. One subject and only one verb. This is subject verb combination here. But whereas second sentence, in second example sentence, this is subject verb. This is also subject verb. We can see 2 subjects and 2 verbs here. 2 subjects and 2 verbs. Whereas in this sentence, one subject and one verb. In last sentence, subject, verb, this is subject, this is verb, this is verb. In last sentence, we can also see 2 subjects, 2 verb. But in example, 2 sentences, we can see, and this is fanboys, this is coordinating conjunctions. Subject verb combined with coordinating conjunctions or fanboys. This is subject verb, this is subject verb, and sorry, I saw a robot which it was dancing. It is a subject verb. We can see this is subordinating conjunctions is added. Subordinating conjunctions, coordinating conjunction. This is fanboys and this is aubis. This is aubis. Dear students, we can if we analyze the sentence, which sentence only one subject and one verb, which sentence stands for only one subject and one verb, this is simple sentence. It's called simple sentence. Simple sentence is characterized with one subject and one verb, whereas this sentence 2 subject and 2 verb and connected with and combined with fanboys. When fanboys combined with the 2 clause, this is main clause. This is also main clause. 2 main clause combined with fanboys, that is and. When 2 main clause combined with fanboys, this sentence is characterized with, this sentence is called compound sentence. Compound sentence. And last one is, this is main clause, this is main clause, and which it was dancing, this is, all these are subordinating clause or dependent clause, DC, dependent clause. When a main clause and dependent clause connected with or aubis or subordinating conjunction before used a clause, it is complex sentence. It is complex sentence. So dear students, what is our today's topic here? Can you guess? Yes, dear students, we are going to learn about find out simple compound, and complex sentence. Complex sentences. Just before starting my lesson, you have to keep in your mind, in simple sentence, only one subject and verb combination here. Only one clause, and this is main clause. This is main clause. Compound sentence, two main clause. Compound sentence, two main clause. And two main clause means two subject, two verb, and connected with and voice. Connected with and, but, or, such as. Next one is complex sentence. Only one main clause. Complex sentence is characterized with only one main clause and one or more subordinate clause. One or more subordinate clause connected with subordinating conjunctions. Subordinating conjunctions. Dear students, look at the board. Look at the board, dear students. I ate. I ate my dinner. I ate my dinner. I ate my dinner with my brother. I ate my dinner at a restaurant with my brother. Dear students, I have written 4 sentences here. Every sentence, look at the board, dear students. Every sentence has subject and verb combination. This is subject, this is verb. This is subject, this is verb. This is subject, this is verb. Dear students, all these are simple sentences. All these are simple sentences. As you can see, dear students, simple sentences can be a short or can be a long sentence. But each type of sentence, in every sentence, we must see subject verb combination, on subject on verb. In simple sentence, under simple sentence, on subject and on verb combination here. Now dear students, now we are going to learn about formation of a simple sentence. Formation of a simple sentence. Formation of a simple sentence. Dear students, we know simple sentence can be formed by using participle. By using participle. And we know, dear students, participle are 3 kinds that we have already learned in my previous lesson. Participles are 3 kinds. 3 kinds. One is present participle. Second one is past participle. And third one is perfect participle. Look at the board, dear student. Present participle, verb plus ing. forming verb plus ing. Past participle verb 3, perfect participle having plus verb 3 or having been plus verb 3 in passive sentence. This is active, this is passive. Dear students, in simple sentence by using participle, look at the board. Seeing the police, the thief ran away. Dear students, as we can see, this is present participle. This is present participle. Next, I found my lost bag. This is past participle. This is past participle. Verb 3. This is verb 3. This is subject verb combination. Every sentence, every single simple sentence has subject verb combination. You have to mind it. Subject verb combination here. This is past participle. Having finished my reading, I went to go to bed. This is perfect participle. Having plus verb 3. Perfect participle in active sentence. Having been punished by the teacher. Having been punished by the teacher, the student was sad. Dear students, if we analyze every sentence is simple sentence by using participle. First one is present participle, but we can see only one subject verb combination. This is not the verb here. This is not the verb means finite verb. This is not the finite verb. This is non-finite verb, and it is used as participle. This is subject verb. This is lost. Here lost is verb 3, and this is, we know this is noun, and before noun we can tell it adjective. Having finished, perfect participle active, perfect participle passive. Dear students, by using participle we can form simple sentence here. Dear students, look at the board. Simple sentence is also formed by using infinitive. Dear students, look at the board. You must leave the place. You must leave the place to reach school on time. You must leave the place to reach school on time. This is the infinitive form. And we call it, this sentence is also simple sentence because here there is subject subject verb combination here. On subject, on verb. This is 2 plus infinitive. This is infinitive. 2 plus infinitive. This is non-finite verb. Non-finite verb. This is not the finite verb here. By using infinitive. Next, dear student, by using simple sentence is formed by using prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase. Dear students, you know prepositional phrase is preposition plus object of the preposition. Object of the preposition. This is preposition phrase. Preposition plus object of the preposition. If I say on hearing the news of her husband's death. On hearing the news of her husband's death, she fainted. Here, dear students, this is preposition, and this is object of the preposition. Hearing the news, this is object of the preposition. This is prepositional phrase, and by using prepositional phrase, we can form a simple sentence. Dear students, you should keep in mind simple sentence has only one subject and verb and only one dependent clause. Only one independent clause. And simple sentence, you don't see the fan voice or aubis. That means coordinating conjunctions or subordinating conjunction is not there in simple sentence. Let's look at the board. I like to read and he likes to write. I wrote him, but he did not reply. You should go by a taxi. Or you will miss the train. That's I have given 3 sentences here. First one is I like to read and he likes to write. Here, dear students, this is the main clause and this is also the main clause connected with fan voice. This is main clause, this is also main clause connected with fan voice, and but you should go by a taxi, this is main clause. You will miss the train connected by fan voice. When fan voice connected with to main clause, we can call it compound sentence. So compound sentence has 2 main clauses. Compound sentence has two main clause and connected with fan voice. But dear students, there is a mistake here. Some mistakes here. Mistakes with the punctuation. Mistakes with the punctuation. When dear student, fan voice and but or for yet, when used, we should put a comma. We should put a comma before fan voice. We should put a comma before fan voice, before and, but, or, for, it. This is, if you don't put any comma, this sentence is grammatically mistakes here. যদি কমা না বসাও তাহলে গ্রামারের দিক থেকে এটা ভুল হবে। Dear students, you know, usually we use three verb forms: base form, base form, past simple, past participle, simple. That is, if I say go, this is base form, simple past went, past participle gone, go, went, gone. But dear student, we can also say going, having gone, or to go. This is we also used, but dear student, this is the present participle. This is the present participle form. Base form, past simple, past participle, present participle. This is present. This is perfect participle. This is perfect participle. And last one is, this is infinitive. So there are 6 forms. Base form, first one is base form. You have to keep in your mind. First one is base form. Second one is past simple. Third, first, second, third, fourth, present participle. 5, perfect participle. 6, infinitive. This is the 6th verb form here. Dear friends, look at the board, dear students. Before Mahi went to school, he brushed his teeth. Before Mahi went to school, he brushed his teeth. Although you can use also although or though, or even though. Although, though, or even though. Although the movie was long, it was excellent. Because it was raining. We could not go out. Dear students, I have written 3 sentences here. Three sentences here. Before Mahi went to school, he brushed his teeth. Although, or though, or even though the movie was long, it was excellent. Because it was raining, we could not go out. Dear students, in these three sentences, we can see he brushed his teeth. This is subject-verb combination, and this part it can stand alone. It can conveys meaningfully. It conveys meaning fully or complete thought. It gives us complete thought. So this is main clause. This is main clause. But this part, this is subject-verb combination. This is also a clause. This is also a clause. But we can see the subordinating conjunction is used here. When subordinating conjunction used before a clause, this is not the main clause. This is subordinate clause, sub clause, or dependent clause. Dependent clause. This is MC, that means main clause. This is DC, that means dependent clause. Dear students, this is subordinating conjunction, although, though, even though. You can choose any of these three. Choose one, any of these three. Although, though, even though. The movie was long. This is the subordinate conjunction. This is subject-verb combination. This is clause. When subordinate conjunction is used before a clause, we call it dependent clause. We call it dependent clause or subordinating sub-clause. And this part stands itself. It can stand itself. It can convey its meaning fully. So this is main clause. This is main clause. Dependent clause relies on main clause. Dependent clause depends on main clause. But main clause does not rely on dependent clause. This is main clause, this is independent, Shadhin. But dependent clause is not free, is not independent. This is independent. Because it was raining. Here we can see subordinating conjunction is placed here. So this is sub clause. This is dependent clause. This is dependent clause. And here this is main clause. All these three sentences have one main clause. One main clause. On main clause and on subordinate clause. So this is we can say this is complex sentence. All these are complex sentences. Complex sentences. Dear students, we can see this is dependent clause, this is main clause. If we reverse, যদি আমরা এটাকে মেন ক্লজটা আগে নিয়ে আসি, it will reverse. The sentence would be he brushed or Mahi brushed his teeth before he went to school. This is also correct. You can use first dependent clause, next main clause, or you can use first main clause, then dependent clause. But you should keep in mind, look at the punctuation mark here. This is comma. When dependent clause is used at the very beginning of a sentence, then comma is used. You should put a comma after dependent clause. Dependent clause plus comma plus main clause. But when main clause is used first, there is no comma plus dependent clause. This is the forms. This is the forms look like in complex sentence. Dependent clause plus comma plus main clause, main clause plus no comma plus dependent clause. Dependent clause plus comma main clause no comma. There is no comma. We should not put comma after independent clause. Dear students, I want to test you. You follow my class to get good marks. To get good marks. You follow my class. You follow my class. You follow my class and you will get marks. You will get good marks. Good marks. Oh, sorry, you get good marks. Next on, if you follow my class, if you follow my class, you will get good marks. Dear students, identify which sentence. Identify which sentences are simple, compound and complex. Can you identify? Can you find out, dear students? Dear student, in my first example sentence, this is subject-verb combination and one subject and one verb here. One subject, one verb combination here. So, this is simple sentence. This is simple. Next one is, this is main clause. This is also main clause and connected with fan voice. So, this is compound sentence. This is compound sentence. And last one is, this is when if is used before a clause, it is subordinate clause or dependent clause. Dependent clause, main clause. When dependent clause, main clause combination, we call it complex sentence. We call it complex sentence. So, dear students, can you complex sentence? Dear students, have you understood? I think it is crystal clear to you. After this class, you should find out. I think you should find out where the sentence simple, compound or complex. Dear students, now it is time to get homework. Home tasks. You should write down home tasks here. First one is home task. Find out the following sentences. Following sentences. If it is simple, compound or complex. First one is he is poor, but honest. He is poor but honest. If you do not waste, you will not. If you do not waste, you will not want. অপচয় করো না, অভাব হবে না। Be diligent. Be diligent and you will succeed. And you will succeed. Be diligent and you will succeed. Finding the door unlocked. Finding the door unlocked, the thief entered the room. The thief entered the room. And last one is having finished his exercise. Having finished his exercise, he took rest. This is your homework, dear students. This is all for today. In my next class, this is very important for you. Don't miss the class. In my next class, I will be teaching you the transformation of simple, complex and compound. This is the related part. Today is the related part, the next part. This is the main topic that simple complex compound, transformation of simple complex compound. So don't miss the class. Dear students, that's all for today. Take care and have a great day.